Hey guys, it's me, Dragon here. Yeah, I'm a dog this time. And, well, let me get started on this. Here's something I'm bringing up. I don't know how to say this, but Spike the dog might actually be dead. And by the time future happens, the final episode happens and goes into the future area of G4, Generation 4. I know, it sounds crazy, but when you think about it, dogs don't live as long as humans, and well, ponies become humans, dragons become dogs. Dragons usually live longer than ponies, but dogs don't live as long as humans. This is where it gets kind of confusing, honestly. When we look into it, that's the strange part. If the dragons become dogs and all that, what happens there, honestly? Because when we think about it, let's look at it. Because Spike, before he had his wings, looked the same. Heck, even when he got his wings, the dog version still looked the same. But we can probably start guessing he started to age up a bit afterwards. But that leads to kind of a question. What happened when he became a full-grown drag? When he became a full-grown dog? Full-grown dog. We know Spike Dragon didn't age the same. But what does that leave Spike? Is the time between the two worlds vastly different? Well, let's take a look. When we look at it, their times, well, goes about the same pace, sort of. At least when we look at how seasons go. Around the time of Equestria Girls, well, was fall formal. Fall formal, which, well, for that was when Twilight's were gold, basically. It was beginning of season 4, well, the end of season 3, beginning of season 4, basically in between those two times. Around season 4 through season 5, sometime Rainbow Rocks happens. In between one of those. And the end of season 5 is when, well, friendship games happen because Twilight specifically mentions getting stuck in a time loop. The one time loop we can think of right off the bat is the one with Starlight Glimmer. So that already spans just within 2 seasons. The weird thing is, that gives 2 seasons for Spike to grow wings. Well, technically, if we look through it, that's like almost a full school year. Because the fourth one is basically spring/summer break or field trip. Yep, during summer/spring. Well, that's the weirder part. That would mean around one season there is almost, if we equivalent one season in regular Friendship is Magic to 1 year, and then go into Equestria Girls 1 semester is 1 season. Well, they might make it that long, but there's no guarantee about it. And thing is, still with dragons living longer, there's no guarantee, especially when we look at certain time frames of age. That's the scary part. We know he looked the same as a baby. We know he looked the same when he got wings, but how long does that last before he starts aging? That's where it starts getting messy. And then, when does Spike the dog hit, well, adulthood compared to Spike the dragon, who can live so long? Then when we're equating into old age factor, which Twilight the Alicorn has, but longer lifespan as an Alicorn, but human Twilight doesn't. we're getting to some messy territory which we can't really equivalate for all the time. Like, where does it begin and where does it go? Because I'm sorry to say, hey, where do we go into it, honestly? Because sorry to say, it's messy going into that, honestly. So, where does it begin? Where does it go from there? Because when we go through it, there is no end point for Spike becoming an adult in either world. There's no actual hit and points, a hit and miss. So you'd be throwing darts at a dartboard all day, trying to figure out it's this age, it's that age. But does it add up around the same time, or do they die at the same time, or is it one dies before the other in this case? They're not the same world, but they seem to age about the same rate. But that's where it's tricky with different species, especially when one doesn't have the same species or magic. Especially when one species is affected by magic at that point. So, where does this go at this point? Is Spike the dog dead? I know he is by G5, but now? I don't know. That's where it gets messy, guys. My theory is he does die before Spike the Dragon. But when you look further into it, at the actual, how basically a semester is one season, that's where it gets even messier. So there's not much you can really say, considering each thing equates to another. That's all I really can help you with. Sorry. But I'll sign off for now. Bye. Guys, Unknown here. I just wanted to say thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for watching this video in particular. I wanted to say like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, anyway. And well, with this, hey, if you want to go to my Patreon, go donate there, my subscribers, do it. You don't like and subscribing helps, even commenting does. I'd be grateful and do what you need to do and what you feel is right. Either way, I'm grateful and, hey, join the human being, universal wanderer, multiverse wanderer, whatever you want to call it. It helps. See ya.